going to because when I was editing it, because more than I usually am, they edited it better. But sure, people. Yeah, yeah. Why not? So yeah, this makes me excited about season 3. Obviously, I don't mind spoilers, but because it's this and because you've hyped it up, I would prefer not to be spoiled. This is just a simple message of one, this makes season 3 seem really excited, and two, if you don't mind, could you please not spoil? Thank you. That's it.
How to make a man happy? Just gonna pick up a rock?
A rock.
Wait, a rock?
Oh my god, oh, this ought to be good.
Remember, anxiety is like when video game combat music is playing, but you can't find any enemies. Until we meet again!
Want to know how you can get loads of views on TikTok? Well, come here. All you have to do is pay exorbitant amounts of money to a company that already makes billions every fucking year. See that down there? That down there? That's right, this is an ad. I'm paying for this shit through TikTok Promote. It's the saddest shit I've ever done, but guess what? That's what the world's come to. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
So that's why that toaster tried to marry me.
It did? I'm sure you two will be very happy.
Thank you.
Let's see what I get. 7. 3. 9. 8. 4. 6. 5. There's 1, 2, and 10. Joe, this is bad, but 10. He's not 1 or no 2. 2. Oh yeah, 1. But yeah, that's the list overall. Also, my favorite character isn't here. It was in number 1 before it glitched twice. You guess who it is, and I'm gonna make a TikTok video on who guessed correctly. Here's my fake. 1, if it's just I just randomly turn invisible, realistically I would just be like, I would like call my employees, still go to work and just record, give like one of my employees who's there, or like one who can connect me to their WhatsApp and be like, I have a problem, I'm invisible. Yes, I'm dedicated to my work. And 2, if it was deliberate, like I can choose what day, I would make the best ghost house, because like I could just be like, ooh. Halloween would just be the best. Invite people in and be like, hello, I'm behind you, and do half a horror. That would just be the best. I'm invisible. So yeah, those would be my.
If you touch that again, I shall kill you right now.
Okay.
Do not touch this. This is a no touching zone.
Good. Well then,
Oh my God! I can't believe you reached across like that again. I can't even believe it.
Honestly.
Oh God, I want to kill you right. If you.
Okay, to this. Simple. There is no point. I like the sound. I'm around it. Sometimes I just pick sounds that just sound nice, and that's it.
Hey! What do you want? You do realize we're never gonna blow up on this app. Yeah, I know that. So why are we doing this? For that one person right there.
What if I told you you had but 10 minutes to live before I give you $1 million? Should I have started with that? We should probably live.
So you mean to tell me when a baby crawls across the floor to get a bottle, it's cute? But when I do it, I need a fucking intervention?
Remember, a lot of people inadvertently end up using goldfish to teach their kids about dying. Until we meet again!
I think that's... Okay. Before I do that, I'm just gonna... So yeah, this is going to be a bit complicated, but yeah, let's do this. So yeah, first, don't need that. I don't know why I did in the first one, but anyway, let's get rid of how I got into the show, because I did like the show. Season 1, I loved, and I liked it despite the fact that it was a school sort of event. Also, why is it so bright? I always need to check on that. Don't know why I don't. Anyway, one thing that I like originally is that I was given some work, technical theatre, that we needed to do something for some school project for some dark theatre. And how we used, for an example, was the stuff that they were showing in Season 1 of The Umbrella Academy. And then you get this. Actually, I think I told... Anyway, I thought I didn't do this. Anyway, error size. I watched this, and I liked Season 1. I was okay with Season 2, and I liked Season 3. I was like, I like this. It's fine. And then Season 4 came. There are some good bits. The action, the fighting scene in, like, there's one scene in a city with a bit of action. That is cool. But how it ends, which I'm going to go to now, how it ends is one of those things where it's like, and then we sacrifice myself and we go back to the beginning. And yes, there's probably something I don't know if it's similar in the comics. I can't claim as such because everyone who read the comics is still annoyed with the ending as much as they are with me. So I don't know if it's just if they did a similar thing in the comics and they did it better, and I wouldn't be surprised. But the one thing I don't like is it like the strategy is getting rid of the characters, getting rid of the fun part of the world, and just going back to, like, legitimately, I could end this with, and if you didn't know, this was what happened in an alternate reality where Marigold was invented. This was all happening in reality, and no one remembered him. It's not good. It's dull. I don't like the idea of, like, and then we sacrifice ourselves to... I don't mind sacrifice stories, but the fact that, one, the characters were boring, and two, by this point, I'm like, okay, and then this, and then this, and there were so many questions, and legitimately, I was still like, why should I care? I know I'm a voice of many because a lot of people have been complaining, ow, I hit my light, but this is bad, but, you know. So, yeah, just pretend this doesn't exist. Watch 1 to 3. 1 to 3, good. Pretend this doesn't exist. Just don't. Just like, this season doesn't exist. Pretend I'm, this doesn't exist. But yeah. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and good night.
30 degrees in Spain feels like 30 degrees. 30 degrees in Italy feels like 30 degrees. 30 degrees in Greece feels like 30 degrees, but 30 degrees in the United Kingdom feels like I'm being fucked sideways by the Human Torch and finished off with a bit of oral by a fire-breathing fucking dragon. I've been outside 30 seconds and I'm melting like Simon Cowell's fucking face.
The metal's just battle armor. The real Dalek creature's inside.
What does it look like?
A nightmare. It's a mutation. The Dalek race was genetically engineered. Every single emotion was removed except hate.
Genetically engineered. By whom?
By a genius, Van Stan. By a man who was king of his own little world. You'd like him.
It's been on Earth for over 50 years. Sold at private auction, moving from one collection to another. Why would it be a threat now?
Because I'm here. How did it get to Earth? Does anyone know?
The records say it came from the sky like a meteorite.
Must have fallen through time. The only survivor.
You talked about a war?
The Time War. The final battle between my people and the Dalek race.
But you survived too.
Not by choice.
This means the Dalek isn't the only alien on Earth, Doctor. There's you. The only one of your kind in existence.
Remember, a lot of people inadvertently end up using goldfish to teach their kids about dying. Until we meet again! Remember, if a toy Deadpool appeared in a Toy Story movie, he would be aware that he's a toy in a Toy Story movie. Until we meet again!
The color of this pen is... The color of this pen is... The color of the pen that I hold in my hand is royal blue.
Did you know that you can't smile and say the word yellow at the same time? Try it. Okay, if I made you smile, like the video.
So yeah, Taskmaster New Zealand Season 1. There's going to be 3 of these, and I haven't finished Season 3. But in I think with a couple other stuff, I think the other one's coming soon. But anyway, this is still pretty good. It's still pretty funny. It's still pretty good. You're getting a bunch of comedians doing random stuff. And so it is funny in that. I do have to admit, this is not as good as Greg Davis, because Greg Davis has this sort of energy to him, which I don't think he does. I still like it. I like this one, but it's not like Greg Davis. Greg Davis is sarcastic and sort of that sort of way. This is more like a, I will stare you down coldly with my dead eyes. And I do like it, but it is a bit different. But yeah, it's still fun. Definitely 100% watch it. Joe, I'm fine with that because I don't think I beat it, but at least got better timing. If I did 102 minutes, I did. Yeah, you were. 10 seconds. But I did better. I need to get 10 seconds less. I'm gonna just focus on these. So let's see if that helps. Officially, that's 1. That's why I don't get it. Keeps cutting and then coming back. That doesn't help. So we're gonna get the shorter one. So it's annoying. Annoying is not gonna help my situation.
How does nobody bring up the time that Toph obliterated these guards' perception of reality? As far as these guys know, metal bending does not exist. Then one day this little girl busts their door down, falls face first onto it, and then becomes the goddamn door. In 2 seconds flat, Toph puts the absolute fear of God into these 3 guards.
Shit, what the fuck am I supposed to tell Stolas?
Well, he seems to like you, sir. Maybe he would understand.
Okay, my dick is good, but it is not that good, Moxie.
Sir, I don't think we really have a choice.
So what, you want me to just call him up and be like, hey, Stolas, so your daughter came by, took your book, and teleported off to who the fuck knows where, and we have no way of getting either of them back, okay? Okay, good talk, bye. Wow, that actually went better than I thought.
And finally tonight... There. Now it's in your head, too.
We're sorry. The person you are trying to reach is too tired to deal with your bullshit. Please try again later. Service error FU.
Why do you like me anyway?
'Cause I find you attractive.
Raise your standard!
There's a tiny detail from Megamind that I seriously doubt you've ever noticed. So remember at the very end of the movie where Megamind finds out that Metro Man is not actually dead? So Metro Man explains that he faked his death mostly just because he's bored. Then he shows us that he used his super speed. And one of the places he visits while using his super speed is the other observatory where Megamind is. And this whole flashback of him using his super speed actually takes place during a scene that we already saw in the movie. So here's the scene from earlier in the movie where they're talking. He looks really bored, and for just a slight second you see him disappear. It's just 1 or 2 frames, but he also appears behind Megamind. Look really closely. Now let's go back to the scene of him explaining how bored he was. Here's him leaving in super speed, and in just a second, you see him behind Megamind. See how he's on the left side of Megamind in this clip? Still on the left side of Megamind. And with his super speed, he did all that in like 1/10 of a second.
No. I'm trying to see if I can speed this. Okay, this I actually do the normal way.
Hi. If you're receiving this message, then I would like to inform you that you will now be offered to the Blood God. Blood for the Blood God, 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 blood for the Blood God.
I will never, ever, ever get my shit together.
I don't know if I need chicken nuggies, therapy, or a hug. But I know what I can afford. And what's available. Nuggies it is!
I believe that there's a person out there for everyone, but for most of you, that person's a therapist.
Okay, then I do right now. Once we got top of that.
So I stole all of this money for the rich to give to you guys because you guys are poor. So you guys take it and just live a good life. Robert, thank you so much. I can feed my family. It's okay, guys.
We're
it's
rich.
Okay. We're rich, guys. What did you just say?
Okay, I need to focus. So yeah, this I like. Because the way that I found it was there's this YouTube channel that takes professional people like people who make sure there's no cheater in it, or people who can do magic like take watches off and all that stuff without you noticing. And he reacted to some scenes in this, and I was like, okay. And when someone's like, oh yeah, it's on Netflix, I was like, should I check it out? So I did. It's really good. It's really interesting. And it's really, like, nice. And I love the idea with some of the tricks where it's like, whoosh, and it's gone forever. And I like it. It's like, how? And it's really, really fun. Figuring out, like, oh, how was he able to do this, do that? And seeing all, like, I've heard that there was someone consulting on like, oh, here's all the stuff, here's how all of it works, which I like. It's really cool. But yeah, that's fun, and that's really exciting. But yeah, I also like the story with the characters. I love that I keep focusing on how they do the things, but I do like it. The one thing I like is that you have this moment at the beginning of like, oh, here's how you do it. And then the next bit, you focus, because you have sort of 2 main leads. You have one that you focus on near the beginning. And as you sort of build up, you deal with this from one person's perspective for the rest. I think. I don't know. It's maybe I'm being weird. But I like the fact that it's sort of like seemingly focused on one and then focus on the other, which I think is really interesting for a film about changing focus. So yeah, one of the other things that I like is that during the beginning, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, they show this move of like, oh yeah, there was one person who does this trick where like they shoot at just to like, oh, I'm on your side, and they do this sort of thing, and then they actually show that off, which is insane and so interesting. So yeah, that is one of the cleverest things of like foreshadowing to like, without even noticing like, oh, this is a callback to like things that we said earlier. So I absolutely love it. Again, this is really good, really exciting, and 100% worth to watch. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and good night. I need to get fixed skull, that's the next plan. Okay, I need to learn how to switch weapons. What?
Here's a real high-class bout.
Back down. Mine.
By the way, serious question for Americans. Why do you call them herbs? Why is there a silent H there? What, do you live in an house?
So yeah, usually I have a nice fun intro. But yeah. So yeah. World's Worst X. I watched this and this gives me more of a reason not to date people. It is so horrible how people like do what they do. It is up. And the amount of stuff that they like did is horrifying. If you want to watch it, they show it with the sort of animations in moments to recreate the moments in the past, which I think is like interesting. Sometimes you usually like either have just a still drawing, or you do what some shows did, which is basically get the people before or get other actors and recreate it that way. So yeah, this is really messed up. The only sort of spoiler, which I didn't realize as much, is that each episode is different. I know that's sort of obvious, but I thought it was, I don't know why, for some reason I thought it was all one person and each one of the stories is an interaction that he had with some, again, I'm just stupid, that would be extremely bad. But I over thought about that. But yeah, each episode contains their own sort of like events that take place over a period of times that show how that person would count as one of the world's worst X ever. So yeah. So yeah, it is a dark series, but it does shine a light on some things that can happen to people and how they can take advantage of some people. So it is worth a watch in my opinion. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed and good night.
What do we say when we get to work? I want to go home. No, we say hello to our coworkers, and then what do? We say goodbye. Why? Because I want to go home. No, then we do what we're getting paid to do, and then what? We go home. Oh my god.
Inoculations. You've didn't it. duet this, and stop the video when I mention you. Good night to everyone except people with Lemon Demon on their playlist. Tally Hall, anyone who listens to Will Wood and the Tapeworms. That's right, Miracle Musical, Mother Mother, Mitski. What about you Ghost and Pals listeners?
So now, I pray to the gods. What will this video be? So yeah, I love this because one, it gives a very fun look at the gods because someone is modern. I don't know if it's modern because some stuff that doesn't exist. I don't know this photos exist. I don't know, but I don't know that's because the gods didn't want like free information, and that could have been problematic. Because gods exist, cars exist, buildings exist with bricks. So I like that idea. It's a fun look at like the sort of like gods, and it's really interesting. I don't know why. It's really exciting of like this hypothetical idea that is like, ooh, interesting. So yeah, it's like really interesting, and I really like it. Definitely with them having the names, even mentioning certain people. I also like the idea that you have a narrator that is a character. So it was somebody being like, yeah, he never knew I tricked him. So just basically cutting out of the conversation and talking to us, which is so interesting and so fun. I'm not going to say who it is until later. I don't think that, actually, I'm not going to say that. But he is a character who I absolutely love. The idea of, like, conversation with an actual person, conversation with the audience. Conversation with an actual person, conversation with the audience. Which is absolutely fun. The other thing I like is how it ends and how I'm interested of where it goes next. Because all the series has prophecies. It is a prophecy show, and we already know one prophecy has come true. One of the prophecies was like, the leader of the country, the first to take air will be the one to slay you. And it did happen. So my question is, will it happen again? Because there's a whole thing about the prophecy, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Also, I don't know why I didn't do that before the last one, but there's a whole thing about, you know, the gods falling. Ooh, that might happen, which is fun. Maybe like season 2, season 3. I don't know. This is so good. I also like how it ends with it like, oh, you're all rationing out because you have this water that makes them immortal. But it's like, oh, you're all rationing out. Oh, I burned your bees. I was like, you are going crazy. And I love that he's doing this like, oh, I'll protect you. This is what I need for power. Everyone's going to betray me. I mean, in reality, this will get them to be like, no, I don't want you. So you're gonna go. Which I find insane. But yeah, it's really exciting and absolutely 100% worth watching. Go and watch it. It is fun. It is awesome. Go and watch it. Yeah. So yeah, hope you enjoyed and good night.